where chaos whispers at every turn, the mind becomes both guardian and betrayer. Step into the maze of your own thoughts, where clarity wrestles with confusion and serenity contends with unrest. The Stoics knew that true power isn't found in status or possessions, but in inner mastery. Within this silent theater of the mind, futures are shaped and fates decided. Will you hold the scepter of control or yield to the chains of unchecked emotion? As we move through the echoes of ancient wisdom, prepare to meet the truths that quietly define your soul's path. Begin our exploration into the mind's unseen corridors, a journey destined to redefine your understanding of control, destiny, and freedom. In this chapter, Control Your Mind or Lose Everything, we embark on a path to realize that the mind, intricately complex and unwieldy, underpins our very existence. Here, within the depths of thought and will, lies an unbidden power awaiting your discovery. Each intentional step unveils the truth that mastering the mind is not an optional undertaking but essential to living a life imbued with purpose and resilience. Our thoughts, vast yet intangible, act as the currents steering our lives. They mold perceptions, shape decisions, and guide destinies. Yet, how often do we take a moment to examine this uninterrupted flow of consciousness? Like an artist who finds potential in a blank canvas, we too must perceive the unshaped energy of our thoughts as raw creativity. When the mind is disciplined, it weaves a reality in sync with our most profound values and desires. Without control, however, these thoughts can spiral into chaos, unraveling the delicate link between control and truth. Realizing the mind's sway over our fate requires acknowledging both its light and shadows. Guiding us through this inner sanctum is the lantern of self-awareness, lighting unseen corners where fears and doubts dwell. By learning to observe without judgment, guiding rather than forcing, the mind shifts from a chaotic battleground to a harmonious garden. This transformation is the art of mental discipline, turning potential adversaries into allies, each thought a note in a symphony of possibility. In this renewed clarity, we uncover the seeds of a fulfilling destiny, where control is a journey of directed purpose rather than unyielding dominance. The notion of discipline might appear formidable, yet it underpins the creation of a tranquil and powerful mind. Picture discipline as a nurturing hand, gently guiding thoughts along a path of growth and understanding. It is not about applying force or imposing rigid rules, but rather about creating a framework wherein thoughts can bloom and mature. Like a gardener tending to their plants, discipline helps distinguish which thoughts serve your higher purpose while gently releasing those that don't. With discipline, the mind becomes an instrument of immense power, capable of clarity and insight. This heightened awareness frees reality from illusions spun by untamed notions. Decisions made from this state reflect wisdom, propelling you toward your true goals with unwavering steadfastness. Practices like mindfulness, reflection, and intention setting help the mind transform from mere existence to purposeful action. Through discipline, you transcend the ordinary, finding freedom not in unchecked thought, but in consciously crafting your path. An undisciplined mind is akin to a hidden tyrant, ruling our actions and reactions with little regard for outcome. When uncontrolled, it wanders aimlessly, clinging to distractions, magnifying fears, and spinning illusions that obscure understanding. It swells insecurities, distorting perceptions and distancing oneself from true purpose. Without the gentle hand of discipline, the mind can become a prison, its bars formed by unwanted and unchosen thoughts. This chaotic state manifests as anxiety, regret, and untapped potential, tossing you like a turbulent sea, preventing peace and purpose. Recognizing this tyranny marks the first step towards liberation. Acknowledging the mind's potential to imprison or liberate, you begin to reclaim your agency, steering life toward intentional action and clarity. A disciplined mind is like a sailor steering their vessel amidst a storm, advancing deliberately toward destiny instead of being swept away by capricious winds. Awareness, a watchtower in the battleground of thoughts, allows observation of their ebb and flow. It isn't enough to merely discipline the mind. Understanding the origins of mental patterns is crucial. Picture awareness as a gentle light, illuminating the dance of thoughts without harsh judgment. Each thought becomes a messenger, revealing deeper truths yet undiscovered. Cultivating awareness engages you with your mental landscape, identifying habitual patterns, recognizing triggers, and uncovering roots of emotional responses. It's in this realm of awareness that true transformation unfolds. Mastering the mind calls for a practice of consistent, intentional action. Like a sculptor refining raw stone into beauty, we must engage in daily rituals that hone and clarify our mental faculties. Mastery isn't born from fleeting inspiration, but from steadfast dedication to deliberate steps. Practices such as meditation and reflection act as sacred rituals, reinforcing the presence of mind. Patience balances ambition on the journey of discipline, punctuated by setbacks and challenges. Celebrating progress, however small, shifts discipline from concept to lived experience, creating a resilient yet pliable mind. Ultimately, the journey of mastering the mind crafts a sovereign reality where you are the architect of your existence. Unyielding and precise, this disciplined mind navigates life with intention and grace, hurdling limits to align thoughts with the highest intention. It's a vista where purpose-driven success and fulfillment intertwine. As boundaries dissolve, your being reaches its fullest expression. Though demanding courage, commitment, and compassion, this journey unfolds the ultimate prize, the realization that a controlled mind is the keystone to a life of profound meaning and boundless possibility. Begin our exploration into the mind's unseen corridors, a journey destined to redefine your understanding of control, destiny, and freedom. In this chapter, Control Your Mind or Lose Everything, we embark on a path to realize that the mind, intricately complex and unwieldy, underpins our very existence. Here, within the depths of thought and will, lies an unbidden power awaiting your discovery. Each intentional step unveils the truth that mastering the mind is not an optional undertaking but essential to living a life imbued with purpose and resilience. Our thoughts, vast yet intangible, act as the currents steering our lives. They mold perceptions, shape decisions, and guide destinies. Yet, how often do we take a moment to examine this uninterrupted flow of consciousness? Like an artist who finds potential in a blank canvas, we too must perceive the unshaped energy of our thoughts as raw creativity. When the mind is disciplined, it weaves a reality in sync with our most profound values and desires. Without control, however, these thoughts can spiral into chaos, unraveling the delicate link between control and truth. Realizing the mind's sway over our fate requires acknowledging both its light and shadows. Guiding us through this inner sanctum is the lantern of self-awareness, lighting unseen corners where fears and doubts dwell. By learning to observe without judgment, guiding rather than forcing, the mind shifts from a chaotic battleground to a harmonious garden. This transformation is the art of mental discipline, turning potential adversaries into allies, each thought a note in a symphony of possibility. In this renewed clarity, we uncover the seeds of a fulfilling destiny, where control is a journey of directed purpose rather than unyielding dominance. The notion of discipline might appear formidable, yet it underpins the creation of a tranquil and powerful mind. Picture discipline as a nurturing hand, gently guiding thoughts along a path of growth and understanding. It is not about applying force or imposing rigid rules, but rather about creating a framework wherein thoughts can bloom and mature. Like a gardener tending to their plants, discipline helps distinguish which thoughts serve your higher purpose while gently releasing those that don't. With discipline, the mind becomes an instrument of immense power, capable of clarity and insight. This heightened awareness frees reality from illusions spun by untamed notions. Decisions made from this state reflect wisdom, propelling you toward your true goals with unwavering steadfastness. Practices like mindfulness, reflection, and intention setting help the mind transform from mere existence to purposeful action. Through discipline, you transcend the ordinary, finding freedom not in unchecked thought, but in consciously crafting your path. An undisciplined mind is akin to a hidden tyrant, ruling our actions and reactions with little regard for outcome. When uncontrolled, it wanders aimlessly, clinging to distractions, magnifying fears, and spinning illusions that obscure understanding. It swells insecurities, distorting perceptions and distancing oneself from true purpose. Without the gentle hand of discipline, the mind can become a prison, its bars formed by unwanted and unchosen thoughts. This chaotic state manifests as anxiety, regret, and untapped potential, tossing you like a turbulent sea, preventing peace and purpose. Recognizing this tyranny marks the first step towards liberation. Acknowledging the mind's potential to imprison or liberate, you begin to reclaim your agency, steering life toward intentional action and clarity. A disciplined mind is like a sailor steering their vessel amidst a storm, advancing deliberately toward destiny instead of being swept away by capricious winds. Awareness, a watchtower in the battleground of thoughts, allows observation of their ebb and flow. It isn't enough to merely discipline the mind. Understanding the origins of mental patterns is crucial. Picture awareness as a gentle light, illuminating the dance of thoughts without harsh judgment. Each thought becomes a messenger, revealing deeper truths yet undiscovered. Cultivating awareness engages you with your mental landscape, identifying habitual patterns, recognizing triggers, and uncovering roots of emotional responses. It's in this realm of awareness that true transformation unfolds. Mastering the mind calls for a practice of consistent, intentional action. Like a sculptor refining raw stone into beauty, we must engage in daily rituals that hone and clarify our mental faculties. Mastery isn't born from fleeting inspiration, but from steadfast dedication to deliberate steps. Practices such as meditation and reflection act as sacred rituals, reinforcing the presence of mind. Patience balances ambition on the journey of discipline, punctuated by setbacks and challenges. Celebrating progress, however small, shifts discipline from concept to lived experience, creating a resilient yet pliable mind. Ultimately, The journey of mastering the mind crafts a sovereign reality where you are the architect of your existence. Unyielding and precise, this disciplined mind navigates life with intention and grace, hurdling limits to align thoughts with the highest intention. It's a vista where purpose-driven success and fulfillment intertwine. As boundaries dissolve, your being reaches its fullest expression. Though demanding courage, commitment, and compassion, this journey unfolds the ultimate prize, the realization that a controlled mind is the keystone to a life of profound meaning and boundless possibility. In the quiet recesses of the human mind, there exists a ceaseless dance of thoughts, each one a whisper from the past, a murmur of the future, or a fleeting echo of desire and fear. These thoughts twist and turn, crafting a mirage we often mistake for our very identity. Yet, to see beyond this illusion is to recognize that these mental musings are but visitors in the grand tapestry of our consciousness. Just as clouds drift across a vast sky, so too do our thoughts come and go. The ancient Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, understood this well. He taught that while we lack command over external events, we possess power over our minds, a realization that opens the path toward serenity. By embracing this truth, we separate our essence from the transient chatter that seeks to define us. Many individuals, unwittingly, bear the weight of thoughts they didn't consciously choose. Trapped within this cycle, they become ensnared in a labyrinth of identification and reaction, where anxiety and doubt masquerade as immutable truths. Observing our thoughts with detachment allows us to recognize that our true self is far grander than the fleeting babble of the mind. It is within this detachment that we find liberation, granting us the clarity to direct our attention toward what aligns with our most sincere values. Consider a seasoned sailor who understands the ways of the ocean, so must we navigate the waves of our inner life. This calls for a deliberate act, the choice of which thoughts to embrace and which to relinquish. Here, the metaphor of the sky and clouds becomes instructive. You are not the storm, you are the sky. Through practiced mindfulness, drawn from Buddhist philosophy, we learn to view thoughts with equanimity. We acknowledge their presence, but refuse to let them rule us. Viktor Frankl, in his profound work, Man's Search for Meaning, reminds us that between stimulus and response lies a space, and within it resides our freedom to choose. Mastery of this space leads to growth, marking the path to a life crafted by choice, not compulsion. To fully harness the power of directing our minds, we must cultivate non-judgmental observation. Imagine standing back from a canvas, viewing the painting in its entirety, rather than being lost in individual strokes. This observation involves stepping back, witnessing thoughts without critique or condemnation. This stance expands consciousness, offering clarity and insight often obscured by reactive engagement. Without tending, the human mind defaults to habitual reactions, knee-jerk responses fueled by past conditioning. The Stoics viewed reactivity as enslavement to external forces, asserting that true freedom emerges not from what happens to us, but from how we respond. Breaking free from these habits begins with awareness, which acts as a spotlight illuminating our automatic patterns. By observing these patterns, we create a pause, a reflective moment where transformation occurs. By choosing reflection over reaction, we pave the way to live deliberately rather than reflexively. At the heart of thought direction lies purpose-driven attention. This practice aligns our focus with our core values and aspirations. Emerson once observed, "The world is but a canvas to the imagination." Our attention, much the same, shapes both our psychological reality and our lived experience. In a world teeming with distractions, disciplined focus becomes an invaluable guide for self-mastery and destiny shaping. Thoughtful detachment serves as a pillar for mastering our thoughts. It is not apathy, but rather freedom from the pull of mental noise that seeks to shatter our peace. This echoes through spiritual traditions, like the teachings of the Upanishads, that view thoughts as transient visitors. Through this practice, we foster resilience, engaging life fully, but maintaining an inner poise. With reduced clutter, we make space for mindful engagement, aligning actions with purpose and core values. As mastery over thought unfolds, the reward is inner peace, a garden nurtured by thoughtful choices and free from clutter. Inner peace is not a distant destination, but a practice within every moment. It is here, in the quiet of our minds, that true contentment and clarity reside. Through meditation and reflection, we cultivate a stillness that enhances decision-making and empowers us against life's fluctuations. Intentional thought is a tool of immense creativity. Like a sculptor shaping marble to reveal beauty, we can mold our reality through focused, visionary contemplation. History is replete with those who have forged profound contributions through directed thought. Rituals like visualization and strategic planning ground our internal desires into outward actions, paving new realities. Clarity blossoms as we direct thoughts with intentionality. It emerges when the haze of distraction dissipates, providing the fertile ground for genuine insight. As Socrates remarked, an unexamined life lacks worth. By stripping away societal conditioning, we uncover truths that guide authentic expression. This clarity transforms uncertainty into understanding, enabling proactive, purposeful choices. Finally, directing thoughts contributes to a legacy of conscious living, a gift not only to ourselves, but to the world. Through thoughtful action, we shape the moments that form our present and subtly influence the wider tapestry of human experience. By aligning thoughts and actions with compassion, we create a legacy of elevation. In this continuous practice, life becomes a sacred manuscript, rich in meaning and inspiration to all who encounter its pages. The belief that mental strength is an innate gift is a comforting illusion, suggesting an effortless grace we either possess by fortune or forever lack. Yet when we peer through the lens of reality, guided by Epictetus, we realize it is our perspectives, not external events, that shape our destinies. This truth unveils mental resilience as a deliberate cultivation, akin to a muscle built through persistent, conscious effort. Conscious decisions, much like the disciplined practice of an athlete, beckon us to confront our vulnerabilities with an honesty that transforms discomfort into growth, akin to a lotus blossoming from muddy waters. This Stoic way requires swimming against life's currents, moving from immediacy toward meaningful action. As ancient warriors rehearsed adversity to prepare for life's storms, we too must embrace the grind, allowing each challenge to refine our internal steel. Strength emerges through the quiet architecture of daily habits. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that what we do consistently shapes our character's framework. In these small daily rituals, mindfulness, journaling, reflection, we lay the foundations of a narrative that guards and nurtures resilience. Like grains of sand forming resilient dunes, each practiced habit offers a testament to our choice for clarity over confusion. Think of a garden where every conscious action is a seed planted, initially fragile but, through patient nurturing, blossoming into a fortress of strength. Confronting one's doubts and insecurities draws a parallel to forging in a crucible where mental fortitude is born. The Stoic belief that strength truly surfaces amidst fires of internal challenge resonates here. By embracing our fears, we transform self-imposed illusions into profound lessons, extracting wisdom that fortifies our resolve. Nietzsche's counsel to embrace suffering as a path to self-discovery speaks to this transformative journey, where clarity emerges from chaos. Our path demands courage, peeling away self-deception until we are left with the unadulterated strength housed in vulnerability. This journey to self-awareness is not effortless, but one that forges resilience through the fires of introspection. Harnessing focus refines this mental resilience. A scattered mind is vulnerable. The cultivation of focus aligns our actions and values. Like a ship steadfast on its course, undisturbed concentration is attained through immersion in the present. Through setting intentional boundaries and practicing ruthless prioritization, we eliminate distractions that fragment our spirits. Just as a sculptor chisels away excess to reveal art, mental clarity arises by discarding what lacks true significance, allowing us to engage with life's purpose and challenges with renewed vigor. Silence becomes the canvas upon which our strength is painted. In solitude, we confront the essence unmasked, unperturbed by external chaos. Misunderstood as emptiness, silence instead offers full encounters with the self. Here, reflection and introspection water the garden of the mind, cultivating tranquility that withstands tumult. Lao Tzu's suggestion that a quiet mind transcends turmoil speaks to silence's potential to transform chaos into peace. Silence amplifies internal voices, guiding us through life's labyrinthine complexities. Repetition, the architect of mastery, forges the bedrock of mental strength. Through consistent practice, whether resilience in adversity or patience amid chaos, skills internalize to become second nature. Each cyclical return to patterns of mindfulness grounds us in reality, untainted by ephemeral emotions. The resilience achieved through repetition enriches the evolutionary journey, where fleeting thoughts solidify into enduring emblems of inner strength. Reflection emerges as a pivotal tool for sharpening mental acuity, akin to polishing a gem to brilliance. It offers clarity and coherence to our tangled web of thoughts, allowing us to examine actions and beliefs with an honesty that fosters understanding. In our routines, reflection should not be sporadic, but a habitual state. This prioritization ensures our actions remain aligned with core values while promoting growth through self-assessment. Reflection ensures clarity illuminates our path of progression, guiding our efforts with purpose. Boundary setting frames our mental discipline, delineating where internal sovereignty begins and ends. As architects of our domains, we must summon the courage to draw lines, valiant affirmations of no, preserving our mental sanctuaries. These boundaries, shields against distraction, allow us to align actions with cherished goals. By compassionately upholding these borders, we protect the fertile grounds where strength flourishes, safeguarding our mental landscapes. Challenges serve as crucibles, refining our mental endurance, requiring a perspective shift toward opportunities for expansion. The Stoic principle of amor fati, invites us to embrace life's unpredictability and welcome challenges as pathways to self-mastery. Each challenge is, therefore, a bridge to uncovering potential, forging resilience against adversity's harsh winds. Through embracing challenges, a strong mind emerges, not in comfort, but through adversity's rugged trials, understanding life's tests as the foundation for growth. Crafting a resilient narrative transforms experiences through the lens of growth, not defeat. It acknowledges challenges as essential sculptors of mental fortitude, reframing setbacks as precursors to comebacks. This narrative anchors us amid turbulence, affirming worth and revealing growth prospects in every moment. Each setback becomes a foundation stone for resilience. By holding our narrative's pen, we manifest the symphony of meaning and purpose that speaks to the depth of existence itself. In the realm of the mind, selective attention stands as a sentinel, consciously discerning what permeates its sacred space. More than a mere filter for information, it embodies a deliberate choice, steering influences that mold thoughts and emotions. In our overstimulated existence, the ability to focus selectively resembles an exercise in fortifying the very essence of mental vitality. The world and its myriad encounters silently sculpt your perception, crafting narratives that may uplift or hinder. Awareness, then, transforms into a shield, an acute vigilance that perceives the sources of entry into one's consciousness, assessing their impact with intention. With a conscious resolve, you choose those influences that harmonize with your deepest values and aspirations, creating a mental sanctuary where only growth-nurturing aspects take root. As the body yearns for nourishing sustenance, so too does the mind crave quality in its media intake. In this age, media saturates, serving both as an enlightening tool and a distracting force. The mind's diet, comprising daily information and imagery, holds power over one's cognitive ecosystem. The line between media's use and its misuse lies in conscious choice. Unquestioned, it can distort worldviews, breed unhealthy comparisons, and stoke anxiety. Yet, approached with intention, media morphs into a wellspring of learning, inspiration, and motivation. By viewing media through a discerning lens, one cultivates a preference for content that elevates rather than diminishes. It becomes an act of deliberate choice, crafting a life's narrative directed toward growth rather than stagnation. Relationships, the invisible networks through which energy flows, bind the intricate fabric of society. The impact others impose upon your mental state is immense. These connections, although sources of inspiration, may also harbor shadows of negativity and distraction. Being judicious about who enters your inner circle is crucial in preserving mental equilibrium. Like gardeners tending to their plants, assess relationships as either nurturing growth or hindering it. Evaluate each exchange. Does it resonate with your values and intentions, or does it deviate from them? By understanding influence dynamics, you cultivate connections that echo your purpose, nurturing an environment that fosters personal development. Choose relationships that affirm who you are and who you aspire to become. Ideas, those potent catalysts of thought and action, possess the power to shape destinies. The nature of thoughts entertained within dictates life's trajectory. They transform perceptions, unveiling possibilities where none visibly lie. Their profound impact compels a selectiveness about which ideas to nurture and which to release. They are the genesis of innovation, the inner agreements of possibility, and the boundaries set or broken. Reflect on the ideas present in your consciousness. Are they empowering or stifling? Do they inspire growth or stagnation? Introspection and courage help discern which ideas fertile ground for creativity and potential. By nurturing ideas that uplift, you fashion a reality aligned with your highest aspirations. Just as one rides physical surroundings of toxins, so must the cognitive environment be purified of impurities that cloud judgment and distort reality. Mental clarity unfolds not by chance, but by deliberate cultivation, safeguarding a space unsullied by mental pollution. This involves guarding against the invasion of negative thoughts, excessive negativity, and limiting beliefs. A purified space births inner stillness and clarity. Practices promoting mental hygiene, reflection, mindfulness, and meditation sharpen this equilibrium. Solitude aids in processing experiences, heightening perceptions. Embrace silence like a trusted companion, for within this quietude, the mind discovers its authentic voice, fostering insights and wisdom. Amidst life's tumultuous sea, the art of mental filtering emerges, a deliberate process of sifting stimuli to extract wisdom's gems while discarding unwanted debris. Mindfulness, in perpetual motion, nurtures clarity, guiding through information's complex landscape. Mastering this art equips one to identify valuable insights amidst overwhelming input torrents. Engaging in acceptance and rejection, you cultivate an inner library, curated from wisdom, insight, and knowledge. Through mental filtering, chaos gives way to harmony, unveiling doors to creativity and clarity. Unconscious absorption, the silent intake of unnoticed ideas and beliefs, often evades critical faculties, embedding deeply within the psyche. It bypasses awareness until its impact becomes evident, subtly disfiguring one's mental sanctum. Awareness of unconscious absorption breaks these chains, enabling freedom from unexamined influences. Foster conscious awareness to prevent undesirable content from gaining hold. Protect your mind with vigilance, nurturing rituals of clarity and resilience. By guarding against unintentional encroachments, you ensure alignment with chosen values and aspirations. Amid the noise, silence offers refuge, a sanctuary from life's endless chatter. Within silence, the mind awakens to its nature, an expanse brimming with wisdom and insight. Silence purifies and provides space for reflection and discovery, revealing the inner voice, guiding clarity and understanding. Incorporate silence into your life, a catalyst for resilience, enabling engagement with balance and awareness. Silence, not absence, but profound presence, emphasizes listening, not only outwardly, but to the heart and mind's whispers often ignored. Valuing silence preserves mental integrity, guiding you to mastery. Finally, cultivate mindful awareness, the golden thread binding mental self-care. Beyond acknowledgement, it represents the ability to engage with the world from a state of presence and purpose. Embrace the transient nature of thoughts, experiencing them without judgment, maintaining both receptiveness and discernment. This enriched awareness grounds decision-making in intentionality and empathy, unimpeded by impulsive reactions. Prioritize re-evaluation, anchoring in the present, detaching from distractions. By embodying mindfulness, wisdom and clarity emerge, aligning thoughts and actions with your authentic self, a luminous guide on the path of growth. In the ever-shifting landscape of our inner worlds, the interplay between thoughts and emotions shapes the very architecture of our experiences. Thoughts, like gentle whispers or tumultuous storms give rise to emotions that can either uplift or drown us. To navigate this profound connection, we must learn to observe the origins of our emotions, tracing them back to the often hidden beliefs we hold. Stoic wisdom illuminates this path, guiding us to see beyond the immediate surge of feeling, urging us to question the thoughts that bear them into existence. Marcus Aurelius's reflection, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting," invites us to transform challenges into opportunities through our perceptions. In doing so, we begin the delicate work of emotional regulation. Our emotions, akin to the weather's shifting patterns, pass through us with unpredictable vigor. Yet, unlike the weather, we hold the reins of control over the climate of our internal landscape. By recognizing thoughts as the fountains of feelings, we acquire the power to alter our emotional terrain, cultivating resilience through the discipline of thought. Carl Jung's insight, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes," whispers to us that emotional control blossoms from an inner stillness, anchoring us amidst life's tempests. During emotional upheaval, logic becomes our lighthouse amid the storm's darkness. It does not call for the suppression of emotions, but rather employs reason to guide our responses. Seneca, a sage of Stoic philosophy, extolled reason as humanity's distinguishing gift. Through the clarity provided by logic, we traverse the labyrinth of our emotions without becoming entangled in them. This practice, universal in its application, imbues us with the capacity to pause, reflect, and act from a place of insight rather than impulsivity. Meditation, an ancient art of mental discipline, offers clarity through silent reflection. In these moments of stillness, we become observers of our thoughts, distant from their tumultuous grip. Zen teachings on mindfulness call us to inhabit each moment fully, embracing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Clarity emerges in the silence, revealing the habitual patterns that influence our emotional states. The words of Nietzsche, "All truly great thoughts are conceived by walking," remind us that introspection leads to revelation. Whether through meditation, journaling, or mindful walking, these practices fortify the discipline needed to navigate the complexities of our emotions. Emotional detachment, often misconstrued, is not the negation of emotion, but the cultivation of balance. It is about recognizing that emotions are fleeting guests, not permanent residents. Stoic philosophers, epitomized by Epictetus, teach us to embrace what we can control and release what we cannot, freeing ourselves from emotional burdens. Detachment allows for objectivity, enabling constructive engagement with our emotions. This perspective doesn't breed apathy, but nurtures equilibrium, helping us manage stress and avoid burnout, ultimately leading to a resilient and liberated existence. Cognitive reframing, a potent tool in the pursuit of mental discipline, empowers us to transform our perceptions. By altering how we interpret life's challenges, we birth new opportunities for growth. Viktor Frankl's wisdom reminds us, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Through reframing, we break the chains of habitual negativity, finding strength in alternate interpretations. Each shift in perspective reinforces resilience, emphasizing the role our inner dialogue plays in shaping our responses to adversity. At the heart of emotional mastery lies self-compassion, a guiding light amid emotional turbulence. By extending kindness to ourselves, especially during trials, we nurture resilience and understanding. This practice aligns with Buddhist principles, echoing the acceptance of our imperfections and common humanity. Self-compassion invites healing, steering us from the thorns of self-criticism. As Jung insightfully notes, wholeness is achieved by integration, and by embracing self-compassion, we integrate conflicting emotions, enhancing our emotional capacity and well-being. Emotional intelligence, defined as understanding and managing one's emotions while empathizing with others, transcends cognitive discipline. It fosters deeper connections, guided by empathy, and proves a crucial predictor of success, as Daniel Goleman asserts. Through real-time awareness, understanding non-verbal cues, and active listening, we enhance emotional regulation. Such engagement refines self-regulation, fostering harmony and resilience in an unpredictable world. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, offers a structured path toward emotional control. By addressing the thought roots of emotional disturbances, it facilitates regulation. Through practical exercises such as identifying cognitive distortions or challenging negative thoughts, CBT cultivates resilience through introspection and rational examination. This therapeutic framework aligns with ancient wisdom, reminding us that transformation springs from our willingness to scrutinize our internal dialogues. Lastly, emotional control is sustained through rituals and habits, the architects of our emotional landscape. Consistent practices, from mindfulness to journaling, build the foundation of emotional mastery. Habits silently shape our responses, ensuring discipline becomes an inherent part of life. Rituals guide us back to our values, objectives, and emotional states, steering us toward expressions that honor our aspirations. These processes invite us into an ongoing journey where emotions, once mastered, become catalysts for profound personal growth. In a world that often equates movement with progress, the profound power of stillness is frequently overlooked. Stillness, far from being passive, is a dynamic state of attentive peace where the mind catches its breath and aligns with clarity. Embraced in ancient Stoic wisdom as the essence of inner strength, stillness acts as a quiet sanctuary amid chaos. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us that within each of us lies a haven free from external turmoil. Such tranquility invites reflection and intentional action, guiding the mind to make deliberate choices born from a place of peace. Stillness does not demand a halt, but rather a pause to discern what is genuine within us, as opposed to what society imposes. Through this state, we stop chasing shadows and start becoming magnets for what truly resonates with our core. Our inner stillness transforms bustling noise into a serene melody, and it is here that we find the energy of attraction emanating naturally from our presence. By embracing stillness, we anchor ourselves in authenticity, drawing in opportunities and relationships that mirror our deepest truths. Attraction, when viewed through the lens of a controlled mind, becomes less about external pursuits and more about cultivating a rich inner landscape. Our energetic state directly influences the vibrations we emit into the world. A clear, peaceful mind resonates at a higher frequency, inherently attracting positivity. This isn't merely about charm or charisma, but about vibrant energy that aligns with universal laws. Yet, when desperation takes hold, driven by an inner void, it repels through its resonance of urgency and lack. The quiet magnetism we cultivate through stillness pulls us away from desperation's grasp, opening us up to receive rather than strive. In this serenity, attraction becomes a natural state of being, a reflection of still waters drawing in life. As if aligned with the silent strength of mountains or the boundless depth of oceans, we draw towards us the experiences and connections that are meant to be ours, diminishing the need to chase after what never truly serves us. Within the interplay of societal expectations and personal desires lies the challenge of discerning authentic purpose. Our culture often whispers false desires into our ears, leading us astray from our true path. To navigate this requires an examined life where reflection peels back layers of imposed aspirations. Authentic desires are those that mirror our deepest values and essence. The courage to pursue them means stepping away from the pressures of conformity and exploring the wisdom found in solitude and introspection. It is here, in the quiet spaces, that we gain freedom from the bindings of false desires, welcoming a journey filled with purpose and fulfillment. In this journey, intuition emerges as a significant guide, leading us toward our best interests. A quieted mind enhances the clarity of intuition, allowing us to follow its subtle call even when logic dictates otherwise. The whispers of intuition thrive in the silence of stillness, providing insights beyond reason. Trusting this inner voice requires letting go of mind-conditioned narratives and embracing life as a dance with the unknown, where synchronicities guide our steps forward. Charisma, often mistaken for loudness or exuberance, is rooted in the silent power of stillness and self-acceptance. It's an energy that neither craves notice nor demands presence, but instead exudes a quiet magnetism that draws others in. This presence is cultivated through deep self-awareness and authenticity, allowing us to interact not just with words, but with the full essence of who we are. As we align ourselves with this truth, our interactions become meaningful exchanges that resonate with sincerity and warmth. A key aspect of attraction is the art of letting go, a practice rooted in detachment. It isn't about indifference, but about releasing the grip on outcomes and embracing the uncertainty of life. In letting go, we open ourselves to life's flow, cultivating peace that attracts what we genuinely need. This faith in the universe's design allows us to create bonds not with fleeting goals, but with enduring purpose. Through detachment, we find poise in chaos and peace in the unpredictable turns of life's journey. Embodying joy unlocks another facet of attraction. Joy transcends mere emotion to become a state that radiates an inviting energy, transforming the mundane into moments of wonder. This inner light, nurtured by gratitude and mindfulness, turns us into lighthouses amidst life's storms. By sharing joy, we connect with others in sincere exchanges that celebrate humanity's shared journey. In joy, we invite the universe to join in our dance, welcoming what life offers with open arms. A life fueled by passion and purpose creates an intrinsic motivation that draws what is aligned with our mission. As passion resonates outward, it brings clarity and perseverance, attracting individuals and opportunities that support and elevate our vision. This journey isn't about achieving a specific end, but about embracing the growth and learning that happens along the way. In embodying this, we shift attraction from a desire-driven endeavor to a shared experience of mutual growth and realization. Through authentic communication, we establish trust and openness, forming connections that are rich and enduring. An authentic voice that speaks from genuine intent encourages others to listen closely, fostering an environment where ideas and emotions flow freely. At the heart of this interaction lies a magnetic power that goes beyond words to touch upon shared truths and genuine understanding, drawing others into a web of sincerity and reciprocal trust. Ultimately, living in harmony through the alignment of mind, body, and spirit creates a life where attraction becomes innate. When these facets of our being are in sync, we present an authentic and vibrant self to the world, fostering connections that are meaningful and lasting. Each day is a contribution to a grander narrative of inspired existence, wherein the essence of who we are becomes a magnet that attracts a world of richness and possibility. In the quiet recesses of the mind, thought loops take form, drawing us into their orbit like a record stuck in a groove. These loops are persistent shadow dances of unresolved emotions and ingrained beliefs, replaying as if dictated by time itself. They whisper an illusion of truth, binding us with echoes of anxiety and inertia. Yet, this trance rarely aligns with reality, operating subtly and ensnaring us in a cycle of what-ifs and imagined fears. The first step toward liberation is recognizing this deception. By understanding the roots of these loops, we can challenge their authority over our psyche. Within the fabric of thought loops lies a complex mechanism fueled by fear and uncertainty. Our minds, ever protective, seek patterns to defend against perceived threats, inadvertently spiraling us into paralysis and emotional distress. Yet, these loops also signal where our attention yearns for focus and growth. Identifying their initiation and emotional triggers offers us the power to intercept their influence. Once intercepted, we can untangle their hold, rekindling a sense of freedom and clarity. This awareness sets the stage for transcending the relentless noise, fostering an engagement with the present moment that nurtures peace. Rumination, the relentless churning of thoughts, often deceives us into believing we are engaging in profound contemplation. In truth, it is the illusion of control, where the mind, seeking certainty, revisits the same cycle. This cycle offers false agency. Progress seems possible, yet distress intensifies. Breaking this habitual pattern requires acknowledging that rumination seldom yields solutions. Instead, it diverts us from genuine experience. By mistaking mental busyness for clarity, we suspend ourselves between thought and action. Acknowledging the futility of rumination is key. Redirecting focus from this illusion of control to an authentic life engagement requires presence. Shifting perspective creates a space between observed thought and self-identity, teaching us that consciousness need not be enshackled to mental activity. Through stillness and breath, rumination's power dissipates. Grounding exercises, like meditation and mindful movement, tether us to the present, dissolving rumination's illusory control and revealing awareness's tranquil potential. Breath emerges as a profoundly powerful tool, anchoring us amidst the storm of thought loops. Every conscious breath draws us out of cyclical inner dialogue, rooting us in the now. Focusing intently on our breathing creates a pause within ruminative thinking, fostering a presence where past grievances and future anxieties dissolve. Here, the mind's incessant chatter yields to deep, silent awareness that transcends narrative loops. This mindful presence provides refuge from thought loops' chaos. Observation replaces reaction. Clarity supplants confusion. We learn to witness thoughts as ephemeral, with no need for attachment or judgment. This practice interrupts ruminations and weakens their intensity over time, revealing that thoughts, although transient and often inaccurate, exist apart from a grounded, aware self. Embracing this understanding liberates us from mental recycling, nurturing a peace that transcends habitual thinking and opens the door to intentional living. The art of mindful observation becomes an invaluable skill. It allows us to become unbiased observers of our thoughts and emotions. Engaging this deep awareness lets us step back from ruminative currents, observing them dispassionately. The gap this creates softens reaction into reflection. Cultivating this observational stance grants resilience against habitual mental loops, offering freedom from automatic routines. Consistent practice in mindful observation empowers us, discernment distinguishing between beneficial and binding thoughts. This detachment not only transforms internal dialogue, but invites curiosity, encouraging exploration over instant solutions. Such openness reshapes our inner landscape, enhancing growth. Thought loops are often powered by unresolved emotions, each unresolved feeling fueling their momentum. To dismantle these loops requires delving inward to examine emotions, understanding them as signals, not dictates. Emotional awareness unravels these loops, opening pathways for transformation. Naming emotions without resistance initiates deconstruction. It requires courage to sit with discomfort, exploring origins of fear, insecurity, or need. Emotional awareness transmutes confusion into clarity. Emotions become guides, illuminating growth. Insights gained help us understand mental loops' roots, integrating them into human experience's broad spectrum. Detachment becomes a pathway to freedom, not severing life connections, but freeing from unnecessary mental attachments. Detachment offers liberation from overwhelming narratives, perceiving them with objectivity. This spaciousness allows thoughts to pass like clouds without binding us. Detachment shifts focus from past recurring patterns to present clarity and direct experience. We achieve liberation and align with inner truth, valuing presence over recycled thought. This shift transforms dialogue, fostering empowered navigation through life's complexities. In journeying through thought loops, self-compassion becomes an essential guide. Patient understanding accompanies us, inviting gentle exploration over harsh judgment. Self-compassion validates experience, encouraging acceptance. This kindness allows confronting thought patterns with courage and vulnerability. By embracing imperfections, growth and change unfold naturally. Self-compassion transforms obstacles into growth opportunities. This nurturing attitude dissipates thought loops' tension, fortifying insights and resilience, grounding our inner landscape anew. Establishing new mental patterns becomes crucial for transcendence, cultivating positive thoughts to replace entrenched ruminations. Like tending a garden, nurturing intentional, purposeful thinking fosters fertile growth. Redirecting attention to nurturing thoughts transforms the mental space, nourishing wisdom and resilience, giving form to deeper aspirations. Not mere positivity, but nuanced cognitive flexibility invites varied perspectives. Practices like affirmations and journaling invigorate cognitive horizons, empowering dynamic mental agility. Rituals anchor presence against thought loops. Integrating meaningful rituals, morning meditation, mindful walks, interrupts loops and fortifies awareness. Rituals transform mundane into introspection, reshaping internal compass. These practices reaffirm control over mental habits, creating harmony within. Through consistent practice, rituals multiply in efficacy, realigning intentions. Rituals bind intention to action, harmonizing the mind and dissolving loops' grip. In liberation from thought loops, freedom emerges as a lived experience. Celebrating this freedom recognizes our journey of self-discovery and mastery. Acknowledging these victories reinforces positive pathways. Freedom becomes an ongoing practice, embodying presence and peace. It influences interactions, resonating freedom's ripple. In celebrating this freedom, we acknowledge the innate capacity to shape mental landscapes, fostering lives characterized by clarity, resilience, and profound inner peace. Fear, a cunning architect, often designs the walls and fortresses within the confines of our minds. If unchallenged, it dictates our paths, whispers its own daunting tales as truth, and becomes a tyrannical ruler over our actions. Yet, fear is nothing more than a mental construct, an edifice built from deeply held beliefs and past narratives. By seeking the origins of these fears, we empower ourselves to dismantle them gently and replace illusion with clarity. This introspective journey unearths the roots of apprehension, often masked by shadows of past experiences or societal norms. Understanding fear as an echo within the mind, rather than an omnipotent force, allows us to reclaim our inherent power to direct our paths with intent and grace. The stories etched in our minds often amplify fear's dominion, convincing us of their inevitability. The mind, in its intricate design, can transform far-off possibilities into convincing threats, weaving illusions into perceived realities. But when we begin to explore these narratives critically, unthreading the fabric of fear, we find space for transformation. Through self-inquiry and the courage to question, we start to reshape our mental paths, finding wisdom not in fear, but through it. This wise introspection turns fear into a signal for growth, marking areas of untapped potential. In this process, we transform fear from an oppressive force into a guidepost for evolving consciousness. Courage, often mistaken for an innate trait of the naturally brave, is in truth a discipline forged through daily cultivation. It manifests not from indifference to fear, but from deliberate action despite it. Embarking upon the journey of mental leadership, we practice small acts of bravery, each one reinforcing our resolve to grow. Speaking truths, embracing change, and living authentically in a world that often rewards conformity are quiet acts of rebellion that build our internal fortitude. In nurturing courage as a daily practice, we release the illusion that bravery belongs to others, discovering instead that it is a skill we diligently nurture over time. Through consistent choices grounded in courage, we kindle a resilience that empowers us to face life's complexities with elegance and wisdom. Fear can provoke unreflective reactions, trapping us in cycles of instinctual response. These reflexive reactions, devoid of mindfulness, hinder our journey towards thoughtful leadership of the mind. The art lies in creating pauses, moments of awareness amidst the chaos. Such pauses, cultivated through mindfulness and meditative practices, break the chain of reaction, allowing conscious choice to blossom. In this space, fleeting moments of fear metamorphose into opportunities for growth and reflection, teaching us to transform reaction into insight. As we hone this ability, we navigate our fears with mindful stillness, allowing every breath to deepen our understanding of fear's ephemeral nature and reclaiming autonomy over our minds. The dialogue within us, our inner discourse, either threatens that autonomy or fosters it. Leading the mind involves crafting an internal monologue that is both compassionate and firm. We align our thoughts with empowerment and potential, transforming fear into a partner in our journey, not an adversary. Through affirmations and gratitude, we reframe our inner dialogue, nurturing an internal environment where courage can blossom. By replacing fear-driven thoughts with words of strength and possibility, we sculpt a mental landscape in which our capacity for growth and clarity is ever expanding. Reframing fear as a catalyst for growth challenges the default narrative that casts fear as an obstacle. When observed with curiosity and openness, fear unveils paths previously shrouded in doubt. It offers reflections of our inner desires that seek expression and understanding. Embracing fear as a sign of areas ripe for growth allows resilience to take root. Shifting perspective to view fear as a doorway, not a barrier, transforms it from inhibiting force to a stairway toward self-discovery, a mirror revealing deeper facets of our potential waiting to be explored. Emotional regulation, a subtle art, enables us to maintain clarity even amid emotional tumult. By recognizing emotions as clouds passing through the sky of our consciousness, we learn to acknowledge them without being swept away. Techniques such as deep breathing and mindfulness instill an equanimity that shields our reason. As we practice this art, we transform fear from a dominating force into a mere passenger in our broader journey, aligning our actions with wisdom and intent. This cultivated clarity becomes a trusted ally, guiding us through life's storms and revealing the possibilities latent within. Our environment, both external and internal, profoundly influences our mental leadership, shaping how we engage with fear. Surrounding ourselves with uplifting people, environments, and stimuli empowers the mind, breeding courage and innovation. The cultivation of a nurturing space, both in our physical surrounds and within our hearts, becomes essential. By forging connections with those who encourage our growth and curating a sanctuary for the mind, we empower ourselves to choose courage over fear, nourishment over depletion. In solitude, we find the sacred space to engage in profound introspection. It offers the tranquil arena where inner clarity and self-awareness converge. By embracing moments alone in peaceful contemplation, we disentangle from fear's narratives, emerging with a fortified sense of self. Through these retreats, we sharpen our capacity to listen to the whispers of our core truths, empowering the soul with clarity and purpose. These silent passages replenish our spirit, providing clarity and guiding us back into the world with renewed purpose and a mind unshackled by unwarranted fear. In the quiet chambers of your inner world lies a realm of sovereignty, often reserved for the grandest of monarchs. But here, it resides within each of us. The mind, when mastered, stands as a fortress against the tumult of the external world, a sanctuary where clarity replaces confusion and peace overcomes chaos. To command one's mind is to wield ultimate authority over one's fate, crafting a life not swayed by the transient storms, but grounded in an enduring peace. This realm is not untouched by challenge, yet it remains an unyielding sanctuary, shaping a profound freedom where deliberation triumphs over impulse and understanding reigns over ignorance. Awareness is the beginning of this mastery, developed through understanding and entrenched in practice. A sovereign mind seeks not allegiance from others, nor validation from the world outside. It reflects, pauses, and decides with clarity, its power nestled in the ability to think and feel with intention. Every thought is meticulously examined and only retained if it aligns with one's innermost values. This disciplined dance sculpts not only the mind, but the soul itself, creating a cohesive self, acting deliberately rather than instinctively. Here, one constructs a reality immune to the manipulations of a fleeting world. In the frenetic cadence of modern life, tranquility often seems a distant echo, overshadowed by life's demands. Yet within a quiet mind lies untapped potential, a breeding ground for authentic action and thoughtful living. In silence, one finds clarity, a reflective pool of boundless potential, untouched by the winds of anxiety. This serenity allows an individual to act with precision and grace, becoming a mirror to their true being, undisturbed by temporary distractions. When well-tuned, the mind offers space for reflection and intimate connection, embracing the deeper beats of existence, harmonizing thought like a gentle stream. This tranquility is not the absence of thought, but a symphonic alignment of them, flowing easily rather than racing turbulently. Attaining this requires cultivating awareness, practicing stillness through meditation, mindfulness, and solitude, turning the mind into a peaceful retreat. Silence invites introspection, allowing clarity to emerge from chaos, sharpening intuition and helping hidden insights rise. Such profound quietness becomes a wellspring of strength, guiding wise decisions, fostering growth, and leading to an authentically lived life. Precision in thought emerges as the hallmark of discipline, a testament to seeking truths uncluttered by ambiguity. Like an artisan shaping stone, a precise thinker carves clarity and insight from the raw material of thought. This refined clarity transcends life's complexities, birthing decisions laden with purpose. It is the skill to see through life's distortions, unclouded by desires or fears. This clearly defined state of mind fuels the transformation of vision into reality. When precise thought fuels action, an unstoppable force unfolds. Each effort, guided by this clarity, avoids waste and is directed purposefully. Thought and action merge into a life woven with integrity, stitching existence into a coherent tapestry. This conjunction ensures agility when facing life's unpredictabilities, transforming challenges into growth opportunities. Precision aligns internal clarity with external endeavor, tracing a path to mastery where life resonates with the inner discipline achieved. True invincibility blossoms from within, not as dominance over others, but as mastery over oneself. It's the resolve that external turmoil cannot break what is fortified internally. This mastery nurtures resilience, creating an unshakable strength that withstands life's turbulent seas. The battleground lies within, and victory is found in controlling oneself, crafting life on a solid foundation that adapts and thrives beyond external change, affirming that true strength resides in an unconquerable spirit. Values act as the bedrock of a purpose-filled life, steering individuals through the uncertainties of existence. These guiding principles align life with deep truths, chosen through introspection. As one's understanding evolves, values should also extend, ensuring they remain enriching and relevant. Actions aligned with values reflect integrity, embodying a life constructed with deliberate authenticity. This connection to core values ensures life resonates harmoniously with enduring truths. Crafting a fulfilled life is an artistic endeavor, emerging from deliberate choices that harmonize mind and soul, enriched by passion, relationships, and congruence with core values. Fulfillment transcends material success, emanating from a life lived fully and authentically. It adapts, reflectively woven with each choice made. A fulfilled life's legacy resounds beyond the individual, resonating kindness and authenticity. This life is a testament to inner mastery and the grace of living purposefully. Purpose anchors existence amidst life's storms, providing stability and direction. It's a motivating force intertwining skills and passions into a coherent life vision. It is an ongoing journey, adapting with each growth and experience, fostering inner peace and clarity. Aligned with purpose, individuals extend beyond themselves, influencing the world positively and building a life of joy and resilience. Ultimately, a mastered mind rises above life's circumstances, transcending every limitation. The response to life's challenges shapes one's journey, embracing setbacks as growth opportunities. Such a perspective shifts the narrative, confronting the mundanity with vibrancy, transforming each moment into a dance of potential and existence, marked by freedom and self-alignment. Transcending circumstance liberates the individual from societal constraints, allowing one to craft a life reflective of true self-awareness and inner freedom. Thus, the legacy of a mastered mind endures, enriching the world with wisdom that extends beyond individual achievements. This legacy empowers and inspires others, celebrating the quiet strength of authenticity and self-mastery. The journey of mastery itself becomes both a challenge and a reward, inviting perpetual exploration, discovery, and the celebration of human potential. As we conclude this philosophical meditation, consider liking and subscribing to our channel as we continue exploring wisdom's unfathomable depths together.